What's up, everybody? It's the Tabletop Tyrant, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive in the High Elf army. We'll be breaking down their key strengths, special rules, and unit options to help build a powerful and strategic force. From elite infantry to devastating magic to fast and hard-hitting cav, the High Elves bring precision and discipline to the battlefield. Whether you're a seasoned general or just starting out, this guide will give you the insights you need to maximize their potential. So without further ado, let's get started. So now that we're into this, let's do it. I'm going to have everything timestamped down below. It'll follow these tabs here. We're going to go into the Army Special Rules first. Talk a little bit about the lore of Saphery. Do the Army of Ulthuan because it's pretty imperative to people that may be new to kind of break some of that stuff down. Go into Elven Honors and Magic. Just a tiny bit. Just mostly explain the functionality of them. The rest is going to be up to you when you get to it. We're going to talk about starting an army and then key units to add after you start said army. And to conclude this video, a nice solid conclusion. The High Elf army has a series of special rules. You can find this at the end of all the unit entries in the back of your book. However, like before going to the next army, obviously, but in the back of the book, and you're going to need the Forces of Fantasy book for this. So let's get into it. Martial prowess. I'm going a little bit out of order because I kind of changed my mind after I started writing this down. Infantry with the special rule will get an extra supporting rank of attack to flank, rear, and front, making infantry with this special rule very good, especially if you play defensive and equip your troops with spears. So with units in this army that have this special rule, most units will only get their front rank of attacks. High Elves will benefit from a second rank. So if you're 5 in the front and you're 4 deep for a total of 20 models, you'll be getting 10 attacks. Now, where it gets disgusting is say you're 20 spearmen. Spearmen, if they're stationary, they don't move and they get charged, you get already supporting attacks. Now this will add 1 to that, allowing you to capitalize on 15 attacks with the spears. However, you will be pulling casualties from the front, and there's a good chance some units might go before you, even with your Elven reflexes, which we will cover here in a second. They have the Arrows of Isha, their Armor Bane, and AP1. So on a wound of a 6, you'll be AP2, meaning you'll be making their armor save 2 points worse. So if they have a 2-up armor save, it now becomes a 4. And that's only onto a wound of a 6. If you don't roll a 6, they're just AP1, making that 2-up armor save a 3-up armor save. We're going to talk about the dragon armor now. It's got a 6-up ward save. In addition, a wizard may wear armor with no penalty. So that's very good for stacking saves and survivability on your wizard. Elven reflexes, you get +1 initiative to a max of 10. For those of you that maybe played High Elves in the older editions, they had always strikes first. Now, they lost that, but they're still going to be striking before a lot of things, given that the fact that they're going to be +1 initiative. So even some things on the charge will not be going first. They might even be going at the same time, so you'll be able to maximize that with your elves. And that's a really big strength they have, considering a really big downfall they have is a lot of them are strength 3, and I need to take the different weapons to kind of boost that. Ithilmar weapons, which allow you to reroll hit rolls of 1, right? They have Lilith's Blessing. Once per turn, a model with this special rule may reroll a single failed casting roll. This will give your magic dependability of allowing you to strategize your army around it. Lilith's Blessing's interesting because it doesn't say once per phase, it says once per turn. So once in your turn, you pick which phase it takes place in, because spells now, for anyone new, take place during the command phase, during the shooting phase, and during the combat phase. So you get to pick which one that turn you get to reroll. And it makes it a little bit more dependable. You're able to kind of plan around it, especially when we get into the lore of Saphery here. You have the Lion Cloak, which will improve your armor +1 to a max of a 2-up armor save. You cannot have a 1-up. And then Valor of the Ages may reroll any failed panic test caused by taking heavy casualties or when fled through by a unit. Really helpful. Situational, but it's good to have in your back pocket. Now, the lore of Saphery, they have like the Hand of Cain. I'm not going to talk about that one too much. I'm going to get into 2 I thought were pretty decent. The first one we're going to talk about is Courage of a Narian. It's an enchantment spell that's cast on a 10-up, and its range is 15. It's a remain in play spell, and it grants the target friendly unit unbreakable. However, other previous enchantments that were cast are expired once this is cast. Now note, it does not say successfully cast. So you're going to want to make sure you absolutely get it off. If they clarified that anywhere, I didn't see it, but let me know down below. So you will lose all the other enchantments on that unit. Really kind of small potatoes if you think about it, considering that you're going to be casting this, understanding you're probably going to lose combat. Because Unbreakable, if you lose a round of combat, you're not required to make a break test. Instead, you will automatically give ground as it's pushed back by the enemy. Characters that are unbreakable cannot join unbreakable units, but the spell would include that anyway, so you're good to go. And it doesn't say you can only cast once or twice, so if you're just really getting beat down and you want to just tie, something up or at least give ground and not completely break, you can cast this and it should go off. Now, one that I really think is interesting and has a little psychology behind it would be Vows Unmaking. A lot of people, me included, build lists around our characters and being able to just destroy something or having a Death Star or having something that's just going to really devastate your opponent. Now, this is a hex spell and it's cast on an 11 plus, so you're going to want this on like a level 3, but definitely I wouldn't even say level 3, I would take it with a level 4. It's got a 12-inch range, and this spell can only target enemy characters within range to the caster, and you have to be able to draw line of sight. So a little bit of hoops to jump through. However, it ignores any other rule when targeting a character. So they can be 3 inches of their friendly unit. Too bad, you got line of sight, you're 12 inches, you can attack them. They're in combat. Too bad, you can still target them as long as you can draw line of sight. So you get to pick their magic item, and that magic item gets to become unmade, so they won't be able to use it anymore for the remainder of the game. Really great for someone like me. I take an Ogre Blade to deal with big monsters, and yeah, that would definitely get rid of that, which is like, I think 60 points down the toilet. So it's risky because it can still be dispelled. It requires an 11 to go off, but you get to reroll one failed cast, so in the turn. So I would say take it and do that. You could build some nasty lists around this, and definitely I would probably put my wizard on a dragon or something that's very mobile and able to get up the board and be independent and get that line of sight. Moving on, we got the Armory of Ulthuan. We have the Bow of Averlorn, which is range 30, strength is user, armor bane 1, magical attacks, and volley fire. It's good stuff. Volley fire is unique for those that don't know. You get the first rank of shots followed by half of the models in the subsequent ranks. Now, if you're on a hill, you'll get the first 2 ranks and then half its shots subsequently used. You cannot use volley fire if you reformed or moved, and you cannot use it when making a stand and shoot reaction. There's ceremonial halberds, which are strength +1, AP -1, armor bane 1. Now you get to fight in an extra rank with these, but you can't have charged. Magical attacks and requires 2 hands, so if you're holding a shield, you're not going to get your shield save in combat. So that's pretty interesting. You got the Charcian Great Blade, which is strength +2, AP 3. 2 hands, strikes last. But you still get to add +1 to your initiative due to the special rule if they have it. And then on top of it, if you charge, you get the plus initiative for charging. So you could still be hitting, I think, like initiative 4 or 5 with the Lions of Chars. And then you have the Swords of Hoth. Strength +2, AP -2, magic attack requires 2 hands and is not strikes last. So that's really good. You get a great weapon for strikes at initiative. That's disgusting. Moving forward, Elven Honors. Now, these are upgrades you can take on your characters. You'll be allotted X number of points. Usually these are separated from your magic items. You'll be allotted to fill out maybe like 100 points on a big character and 50 points for a little character. And then I'm going to talk about the Lore Master because I think that was kind of fun and cool and I like it. It's 35 points, so the cost of a wizard level, and it can be given to High Elf lords only. Now you cannot be mounted, you become a level 1 wizard, and you can take Battle Magic, Elementalism, High Magic, and the Illusion. You can also take a Sword of Hoth for no additional points cost, and you gain the Ilithmar armor, and Lilith's Blessing, and the Lore of Saphery. Now, if you take the Lore of Saphery, you can take the Hand of Cain, which will go off on an 8, meaning you'll have to roll about a 7, which is average to kind of get that off, and hoping no one else dispels it. Another thing to be wary of is Wizard level 1s and 2s only have an 18-inch dispel radius, where a level 3 or 4 will have a 24-inch dispel radius. It might not be something you want to take, but it's something that's cool nonetheless, and really cool, I think, for the High Elves, if you're playing thematic. Now, as for magic items and banners and all this, I used to break them down, but now it's kind of like I don't want to influence anyone's decision. So you'll have X amount of points you can allot towards magic items in any type of combination or way, and you will be able to stack this with your Elven Honors, so make sure you keep that in the back of your mind. Now, with this, you can absolutely crank up your points cost. And most events I've gone to, they cap your characters at a max of 500, so no character can be above that. So keep that in the back of your mind when kind of creating a list, like what events around you might be doing or what kind of rules they have in place. If I had to recommend one, I would say the Cloak of the Beards. Do that sweet war with the dwarves and kick their butt. Let's get into starting an army. Now that we've covered the universal rules, let's talk about what you'll need to begin. So you'll need the Forces of Fantasy book. I should have put that up in the bullet points, but you will need this book, and as well as the main rule book. These two books will have all your special rules and have your army rules for playing the base units of High Elves. Secondly, you'll get access to an arcane journal. They're fairly cheap, they're paperback, they bend and stuff pretty easily. I've gone through mine pretty hardcore. And I highly recommend the Arcane Journal because this book will have a scenario in there for you to play. It's going to have some named characters and even some new units, war gear, or maybe even magic that you'll be able to use. A lot of times they'll offer new force organization charts of different ways to build your list, unlocking certain units as maybe troops or special and not rare, or changing the percentages of which you'll be able to take X amount. Like the orcs and goblins got access to the troll horde, and they were able to take trolls with a troll hag and have some being core. So now that we kind of covered the books, let's get into the starter box. I'm making the assumption that most people are probably going to be buying this to get started on their army, so let's look at what you get with this. It looks like you come with 30 archers, 30 spearmen, a Tyrant chariot, and a lion chariot of chars. Now, I like some of that stuff, some stuff I'm not a big fan of, but that's just my own personal opinion. The 30 archers is a bit much for me. If you wanted to make the most of them, I would do one big fat unit of 30, do 10 wide, 3 deep, put them on a hill, and maximize your output and be able to just take rank bonuses away from units before they engage with your spearmen. That's probably the best way to do it. They are close order, so they will get +1 to their combat res as long as they remain above 5 models. They will have supporting attacks with their hand weapons, so you will be getting 20 attacks when they charge into you. And they can take a 25-point magic standard, which is pretty awesome. It's useful. Next is the 30 spearmen. I would go in a unit of 6 wide and 5 deep, get those rank bonuses maxed out as much as you can. Set this unit up to make your enemy charge them and laugh when you're making 18 attacks back with your spears. Now you'll be initiative 5 due to elven reflexes. So there is a good chance your enemy could go first, but most of the time they'll be going at the same time as you, especially if they're not high in initiative. Or you'll be even going first in some cases if they have great weapons. So the whole purpose of making them come and charge you is if you charge the spearmen in the combat, you're not getting the 3rd rank of attacks. You'll only be getting 2, which really isn't bad. But I would definitely play a little bit more defensive, especially with the starter box, and use things like your Tyrant chariot, which we'll dive into, and your white lion chariot to support and hit flanks and use their special rules to your ability. Now, the Tyrant chariot, this one is okay, and you can have up to a unit of 4 chariots. They get D6 impact hits, they're open order, and have swift stride, which is great for guaranteeing that charges go off. Now, because they're open order, they will not get rank bonuses, but that's okay because they're a unit of 4 chariots. If you max it out, if you're just going off the one in the box, it's good. They have bows, so you're able to kind of take shots while moving around, which is good. And they also benefit from Valor of the Ages, so you'll be able to reroll those panic tests for casualties are being fled through, which is great. Now, the White Lion Chariot is definitely a classic. I know that's one that everyone's been trying to get their hands on since they discontinued the range. And it gets D6 impact hits. It's a heavy chariot and has a 4-up armor save with the Lion Cloak bringing it to a 3-up. This model is stubborn, allowing it to fall back in good order the first time you need to make a break test, which is really awesome. It keeps it alive a little bit longer and can't get hunted down. It also allows you to maybe weaken heavy-hitting units. The riders have the Charcian Great Blades, which will be devastating to things like monsters and will be striking at +1 initiative, which is just chef's kiss. If you charge, extra chef's kiss. You're going to be smacking the crap out of things, which is something you definitely want. So one thing to keep note too is even if you're with that +1 initiative and strikes last with those axes, you'll still, and I believe they stack with each other with the +3 for charging and the +1 for the modifier they get. You should be hitting before most monsters. Most monsters in my knowledge have been like initiative 3 or 4, so you'll be doing your attacks first onto them, which is beautiful. They also have a rule called first charge, so if you charge this into a unit of infantry on its very first charge in the game, they will be considered disrupted, which means that unit will not be able to claim rank bonuses for the purposes of combat resolution. Very versatile unit on the tabletop. I would say it's a good one to get going with, and I really like the White Lion Chariot. Now, there is a downside to the starter box. Some of you may have your own reasons. Here are mine. You get no characters. However, the White Lion Chariot's an easy fix. With some green stuff and creativity, you could easily make that a character on White Lion Chariot, considering that's a mount. It's a decent start to your core, but I don't know if I would almost call it a must. Most of these sets that we get go for about $185, $163 if you get it from 15% off, and that's US dollars I'm talking in. Looking at how they grouped it together in this photo, we can assume that this will be kind of the contents of the box for individual units once they're released. So you'll be getting like 32 archers for $85 if we're following the price charts of everything else. You'll be getting 30 spearmen, 32 spearmen for $85. Now the chariots are unique because they have the White Lion and the Tyrant chariot together, meaning they could both be in one box. And they've done that with like Orc Boy chariots. They put two in box, but they've never mixed them like this. So it's interesting. But either way, we can bet that it'll be $85 for the chariots. So it'll bring the total value of the box about $255, which is pretty decent if you're getting into it and you're just kind of learning the game and having fun. One thing for me is I wouldn't want the archers personally. I would go for something like Lothran Sea Guard, which are core, have warbows and spears, and they have naval discipline, allowing them to stand and shoot regardless of range. And they will get a bonus for spears because they didn't move. And they're 11 points to the archers, which are 10 points. So just some food for thought for anybody that's looking to get in on this. There are other alternatives, but it's a great start for a new person. Now, heading into what I would add on. Now, there's a couple things, and someone may disagree with the Phoenix Guard in what I did, but let's start with the White Lions of Chars. You'll be getting 20 in a box if we go off this photo. That unit is open order, so you won't be able to claim rank bonuses in combat, so I would run in 2 units of 10 and use them to add support to spearman units. That maybe got hit by a monster because their great blades are dirty. You can attach a character to this unit if you take the Charcian Hunter Elven Honor, which is pretty decent, and they have King's Guard special rule, allowing any model to issue and accept challenges in the same manner as a character. However, this only lasts if your general's in the unit. They're 14 points a pop, can take a magic standard, and they're really honestly a cornerstone unit in my opinion. Keep them small, move them up the table, hit flanks, bait people. They're really freaking disgusting. I would take them. Now my next suggestion, and this might be a bit of contention here. I like the Sword Masters of Hoth, but I like the Phoenix Guard a little better because they get that supporting attack. Where the Sword Masters of Hoth would be strength 5, they're only strength 4. So it's give and a take here. But I like the Phoenix Guard. They have the Ceremonial Halberds, like I said, so they get supporting attacks plus 1 strength, and they have a 6-up ward for non-magical attacks, as well as the Blessing of Asurian. They're close order, and I would recommend a unit of 6x4. That's really it for heavy infantry. I wouldn't invest too much extra into your infantry when you have such a beautiful cav unit that's going to chew up points. And that beautiful cav unit is the Dragon Princes of Kaldor. They have their downsides and they have their upsides. We'll talk about them both right now. These dudes are 0 to 1 per 1,000 points, so make the most of this unit. They can be joined by a character with the Blood of Kaldor Elven Honor, which is nice. These dudes are barded with full plate and a shield that gives you a sweet 2-up armor save. Very survivable. You get counter charge, which allows you to be able to take on a charge. If you're charged by a monster or enemy cavalry, you'll be able to declare a counter charge, add D3 to your movement. You'll move them that D3 inches forward, and they will intercept you in the charge. You both count as having charge, meaning your lances are guaranteed to almost always be used, which means you'll have that extra strength. They are a very predictable unit to have in your army. They can bully enemy monsters and tie up cav. I do believe, though, Impetuous will be a downfall to them. Impetuous is a unique rule to put on these guys. It makes sense lore-wise, but it kind of hinders them a little bit in what you can use them for. You roll on a d6 if you're within charge range, which they're movement 8 with Swift Stride, so you're probably going to be within charge range pretty early on. On a 1 to 3, you must charge that unit into combat. On a 4-up, they get to act as normal. So it's a 50-50 chance they're unpredictable on the tabletop, which isn't always the greatest thing, considering they can be baited by infantry and small units and be opened up for attack and counterattack. Now, they also get supporting attacks, which means there's a huge benefit to running maybe 10 of these guys in a unit. I can't tell you whether the answer is yes or no. I would probably do it, but they're very expensive, coming in at 37 points a pop. They can take a 50-point magical standard. They can have a full cav. And the problem I have with 37 points a pop is it's a point more than the Chaos Chosen Knights, which have similar restrictions to the 1 per 1,000. They're strength 4, their lances are 5, they can take marks, they can be buffed, they can really just run through you without needing much effort or strategy. Now, the Dragon Princes are strength 3 and toughness 3, which is going to just be a little bit devastating in my opinion to how many attacks go through to punch them off their steed. But there are things you can do like Oaken Shield, which would give them a 5-up ward, increasing it by 1 because I think they become base with a 6-up. And then you can also throw the Fury of Cain, giving an extra attack. One thing to note, they have 2 attacks base, 3 on the champion. And honestly, they'll get that extra 1 of the initiative. They're unique. I would definitely recommend having a strategy to implement these guys to the best of your ability. But at the same time, too, utilize your magic, utilize your shooting, and set them up to be a benefit. Don't look at them like something that's not as great as maybe Orc Boar Boy Cav, where they're 15 points and you can upgrade them to be decent. They are going to need some finesse, and they're going to need some support, and they're going to need you to keep an eye out for them. So definitely do that. But if you do it right, they're a devastating unit to behold. And then finally, I would do a wizard. I would always say take a level 4 for that spell of unmaking to help guarantee you unmake a magic item, right? There's a psychology behind it, right? Ruining something your opponent specifically chose to add robs them of that little bit that they were playing into on the tabletop. In order to maintain the 12-inch line of sight, I'd say take a dragon. The moon dragon, in my opinion, is best because the star dragon suffers from impetuous. So it can be less predictable than the moon dragon, which obviously you don't need to roll if they're within charge range. So that would just be my little suggestion to you. And again, this isn't going to be me telling you what to do. This is just my own personal opinions on things that I think are good. It's ultimately up to you on what you take, and if you would suggest something different, let me know down below. I also, when building this, took into account that you bought the starter set, so I'm assuming you have everything from the start, like that. Now moving in, that kind of wraps up our breakdown of the High Elf army. With strong defensive infantry, powerful magic, and elite cavalry, they offer a balanced yet devastating force on the battlefield. Whether you're stacking spells, disrupting enemy strategies, or leading with elite units, this army has plenty of tactical depth. Stay tuned for more updates, especially when the Arcane Journal drops. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Peace.